Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow, and we are live. It is about 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just finished watching the premiere of Annie, a professional trader out of Australia. I interviewed her last night. We recorded it, and man, what a treat. If you have not watched that video yet, you really need to check it out, especially if you're at all interested in kind of better understanding what's going on in cryptocurrency and the price action happening, market maker trading methods. This gal is absolutely wonderful. I discovered her over a year ago, and we've been messaging back and forth, had made plans to have her on for an interview and to kind of educate those of you interested in learning. And we finally made that happen last night. And I'm sure that's just the first of many in the future. And very much a treat to have her on. Go watch that video. She shows methods that you will not see anywhere else, and they absolutely make so much sense. And we touched on a lot of different things, so it was really, really good. Also want to update you tonight. After this video, I am going to be rolling live with a 24/7 broadcast on this channel of edited versions of content of mine over the years. There's going to be fun stuff. I'm going to be adding to it on a regular basis. I'm going to be adding some comedic things in the crypto space, just a lot of different things. And basically it's just going to run for 24/7. So if you ever want to get like a 12-hour fix of Crow, well, you'll be able to turn it on, and away you go. Technically it will be bigger than 12 hours, but ultimately if something were to ever happen and it discontinues, the last 12 hours of the stream will be saved as its own video. And I'm hoping that it kind of helps engagement with the site and people who just want to tune in, because there are so many of you guys and gals that are new to my channel and you don't know what to watch. You don't know, well, I can go and I can sift through a whole bunch of old videos and see if I can find a good one. And I'm pretty sure based on engagement and a lot of other things, I can kind of tell what videos are going to be the most helpful to the audience. And so I'm selecting those, I'm editing chunks of them, so basically the best parts of them, and throwing them into this 24/7 broadcast. So yeah, hopefully everybody will get a kick out of that. Man, Murder of Crows have been really selling lately. I every time I check my wallet, it basically goes up like another 1,000 ADA, and I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy because I see the feedback. Everybody loves these Murder of Crows NFTs. You can mint up to 10 at a time, and you get a discount for minting 10 at a time. And I would love to see all of these sell out by the halving. That would just be absolutely huge. And yeah, I mean, this isn't a get rich quick. This isn't a, you're going to buy a little NFT and you're going to make a fortune. It's nothing like that. But, for supporters of mine and my channel and what I've done over the years, I appreciate the fact that so many are willing to show your support by picking up these NFTs I've had created. And so I'm very, very happy about that. Now we're going to go into Bitcoin's price, and you're going to notice something immediately here. I've completely revamped my Wyckoff accumulation, completely revamped it. And because I was curious if I mapped this out differently, how accurately could I get to maybe a different scenario? And I'll tell you why I did this in a minute. But as I'm looking at this right now, I am seeing no longer a Wyckoff accumulation pattern 2. What I am seeing is a Wyckoff accumulation pattern 1 that bottomed out at the spring. And we are now in this zone of this Wyckoff. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, "Well, Crow, you're so committed to the accumulation 2 and this and that." No, I haven't. I have been basically basing my Wyckoff on what has happened previously in the market and what I see potentially happening in the future. And that's just a part of it. And I'm still new to Wyckoff. Okay. I'm still reading books on this, and I'm still better trying to understand how volume relates to what's happening and just all the different tools associated with establishing a clear Wyckoff scheme. I am more of the school at this point that we have very likely been in a Wyckoff accumulation 1 pattern, and we are heading out into a distribution phase. Now, that could not be true, because we could be this could be an accumulation pattern, and maybe things continue to go lower. But you're going to notice these yellow lines on the side here. These lines are points of liquidation in the market. What's up, Tom Crown? Glad to see you, buddy. And here's the thing: if you watch the video that I just released as a premiere with Trade Travel Chill, you will see that we reference a few different websites and their tools, but this one is one of the biggest ones. Now, a lot of you guys know that I've been basically saying, hey, we could see, like 15.5 is the bottom, right? And I've been saying maybe we see 14.5. Maybe we do get a new low at some point. Maybe we don't. And I have been very much in the school of anything is possible at this point. However, given how market makers move the market based off of where the liquidity is in the market, and now having these new tools brought to light, okay, I've got High Block Capital up here. There's a link in the description below. It's an affiliate link. If people end up signing up for it and using it, it'll basically help me cover they basically said, hey, here's a free account for I don't know how many days, 30 days or whatever. They gave me a referral link and they said, hey, if people like it, your viewers use it, then you could pay for your account and keep it going. And then there's Trade Blight, which I'm also going to be diving into, but I'm going to be diving more into that as I continue moving through Trade Travel Chill's course. I am going to be taking that course because I absolutely love Annie and I love what she does. That wasn't just an infomercial. I just wanted to show the world, hey, if you haven't experienced her, or you don't know anything about her, you need to check her out and definitely learn from her. So anyway, what we're seeing here, as we discussed in that video, you can see these lines here. These lines and these color bars are basically where there's the most liquidity at a particular price. And if I look at these lines and I basically zoom in, now I've expanded the size and I can see what the price is. Now, if I look all the way down here, what do I see? I see the strongest 2 points for liquidity is here at around 22,700. Okay. And then further down, we get into the basically the $18,000 range. And this changes. This is constantly being updated. Why did this tell me maybe the bottom is in fact in, and we may very well go lower, but not lower than 15,500. Well, because there's no liquidity here. But if we look in the past month and run it, this is basically backtracking and saying, okay, over the past month, what was the price action? Well, there were orders. Okay, hold on, I'm going to refresh this because I'm not sure what happened. All right, so here we are now. Oh, now even the $18,000 liquidity has gone down. So let's play this out a little bit here. Let's go over the past month and see. All right, so this is a month. I'm not sure what's happening. I guess this is changing in real time. I'm not sure. But there was a lot of liquidity around the $15,500 level, okay? Where people basically were placing orders expecting to be able to buy back in at that price point. Well, now it's all gone. And now that liquidity has flowed up into the $18,000 range. And more specifically, and this is collecting data from the past month. So if we look maybe in the last 7 days, we can maybe get a better idea as to what's going on here. So the last 7 days, here it is. This is the liquidity has risen up and we're in the $18,000 mark. And the yellow being the brightest. So the brighter the yellow, the bigger the concentration of orders happening right at that particular time frame. So if we look at the last 12 hours, what's happened? You can see that a lot of the stuff down here, you see it that it's consolidating, okay? And it's consolidating primarily around the 22.5 to 21.2 dollar range. So when I go back and I look at my charts here, I can see that the price is coming down a bit, and I'm using a line chart right now because it's just making it easier for me to map out my Wyckoff. But you can see that we're breaking through now this 22,137 level, and we could bounce off of this 21,654 and come back up. But this is where I think we're at. I think we could potentially be at the tail end of a Wyckoff accumulation one, and this is conclusion after the spring. We could also come all the way down here to 21,000. All the way down here, I've got a mark for 18,000. And we talked in the video last night about how we could potentially see an 18.6, but there's no liquidity there right now. It's all vanished. Now, as the price comes down, let's say maybe we come down here into the $21,000 range. Maybe at that point, we'll keep an eye on high block and we'll see if there's some liquidity forming. And then maybe that'll say, okay, we could go lower. But ultimately, this is a constantly changing, constantly fluctuating market that there really is no rhyme or reason to some degree outside of the macro. And there's a lot of FUD happening in the market. I just bought another batch of Cardano at 33 cents. And I've been buying it now for a couple of weeks at around 35, 36 cents. So I got another average down into my overall price. And at this point, I'm going to wait and see just how low we go. I might even just say, all right, I'm going to put the rest of my money into Bitcoin for the time being, and then let that play out. And then maybe once I have concluded exactly where the price is going, at that point, then I will buy more Cardano with it. So that is very well something that I might be doing from here. So that all being said, let's take a look at some of the latest going on in the news. Yeah, we'll see what's happening. So this is some new hardware that it supposedly is coming out, and it could be a little sketchy. Nobody's really sure yet. This is on Tom's Hardware. And this is a new Wi-Fi 7 crypto mining TP link router. Mines faster than an RTX 4090. Now, my very liberal friend George sent this to me today as we were arguing back and forth as usual. And you know, I'm so frustrated because I send him so many things and he just ignores it all. And I get so mad because then he'll send me some propaganda piece. And it's like, when are you going to pay attention to what I'm showing you? I'm showing you facts, not opinions. I don't know what it is about him and his mindset, but he just, facts bounce off of him like nothing I've ever seen. And it always gets me so frustrated. I'm like, stop sending me this opinionated bullshit. I don't care about somebody hating this person or somebody hating that person. I care about what's actually going on. Damn it. Here, read this. And it just, you know, it goes unread, of course, because the facts are like a wooden cross to a vampire with these people. Sometimes it drives me absolutely nuts, but whatever. And he's a brilliant guy. That's what doesn't make any sense. He's a damn near genius. So anyway, this mining equipment slash router apparently claims to be able to get up to 31.2 terahash a second, which is faster than a GeForce RTX 4090. Which is pretty powerful. I mean, that's pretty good. Apparently they're going to cost somewhere around $1,440. And yeah, I don't know. If you guys are curious, look it up. I'm not putting one on order yet. I mean, I haven't seen it. And apparently these are power guzzlers as well at 1200 watts during a full load. So, you know, and the thing of it is that they're going after, you know, mining stuff like Litecoin and basically ASIC algorithm stuff. And, you know, that's all cool. But basically, I look at it as, you know, there's a lot of power to mine up some crap tokens that I don't think are going to mean all that much. But Crow, what about the Fed raise hike to 50 bips? Listen, I know that there's a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying that it's not possible for the price to come down further. I'm just saying that a lot of the FUD and a lot of the stuff going on, CPI and the earnings reports that are coming out Friday and all of that, I'm saying this all could potentially just drive the price down into the 18,000s, but that's about as far as I think we're likely going to go. And you know, and honestly, some of this stuff, maybe it drives us down into the 21,000 range, but I'm going to keep a tabs on this, and I'm going to watch how the liquidity changes and where the money is going, because ultimately the money is what's going to dictate where things go from here. Ripple CEO says the SEC has no infrastructure for registered tokens. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said the U.S. crypto industry needs to rebuild trust by enabling more transparency and creating utility. Garlinghouse noted that the SEC under Chair Gary Gensler has severely urged crypto firms to register with the financial regulator. However, the commission has failed to provide a framework for trading registered tokens and what those tokens are. This is the thing. This is the thing that's driving everyone nuts. They keep acting like there's just register. It's like go down the street, fill out a couple cards, and you're good to go. And it's not, because there is no way to do any of that. And I've seen this stated by so many projects. It's not a simple registration process like you're getting a driver's license. There's no real framework for any of these companies. It's almost like they're saying, hey, it's nonsensical. And I don't think they want any clear regulatory framework yet, because if they do that, they can't just blanket everything is a security and then deal with it as they want. Like right now, they almost have like this carte blanche. You do whatever you want, go after whoever you want for however much you want, and let the courts figure it all out. And I don't think they want to change that. And I don't think they're going to change that until this Ripple lawsuit has concluded, which right now, the Ripple lawsuit is not looking so great for the SEC. Ripple lawsuit. Judge says the SEC lawyers prioritize personal agenda over the law. XRP holders attorney and founder of crypto law, John Deaton, has taken a jab at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in a recent tweet. Deaton was responding to the news that a U.S. bankruptcy judge had given bankrupt crypto lender Voyager the green light to sell its assets to Binance in a $1.3 billion deal, quashing the objections of the SEC. In Ripple, the judge said SEC lawyers are more interested in advancing their own agenda than adhering to the law. Why are we're seeing this all over the place lately, aren't we? I mean, the last couple of years has been nothing but this. There is no constitution. There are no laws. It's kind of like do what you feel, do what you think. As long as you're on this side, anything's okay. If you're on that side, you can't even fart in public without potentially going to prison. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. And the thing of it is like anything, the pendulum is going to swing the other way. And, and when it does, you think, I mean, oh gosh, the nature of all of this stuff nowadays is just disgusting to me on so many levels. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Everybody abuses anything they can, and it's all disgusting to me. But anyway, these claims are pretty much true. I mean, the SEC is just doing whatever they want. How do SEC lawyers enforce the law if they don't themselves honor the law? As a former federal prosecutor, I'd be ashamed. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and I really can't wait for this case to conclude, because I would really like to see Ripple win this case. U.S. government abruptly transfers $217 million in Bitcoin to Coinbase. Peck Shield. A crypto analytics firm says the U.S. government is subtly transferring massive amounts of Bitcoin that it seized from the defunct, nefarious marketplace Silk Road. According to Peck Shield, the U.S. just sent 9,826 Bitcoin worth $217 million to Coinbase, where it could be sold on the open market. That is going to cause a drop. An additional 39,175 Bitcoin worth $867 million was transferred to two new addresses that appear to be internally controlled and not linked to any exchanges. So what? They're saving some for a rainy day. They're going to dump the rest. Maybe it's to help push this crypto regulation narrative that's been pushing everything down lately. I don't know. Silk Road was an online market created by Ross Ulbricht back in 2011. You know, I feel bad because I actually, I was one of a small panel that interviewed his mother a couple years ago. I almost threw that on the 24/7 channel, but I didn't. I don't know. I had a problem back then with everybody treating Ross Ulbricht like he was some saint, like he was just some angel fighting for freedom. And it's like, no, he built an international drug, like basically a marketplace for criminals. Like, does he deserve life? I don't know. You know what I mean? The jury's still out on that. But I had a real problem, even with his own mother. I was like, listen, like, this guy wasn't a saint. Like, he went to prison because he basically created a system by which people could do illicit criminal activity without getting caught, whether that was selling drugs or hiring hitmen or like whatever. And so I wasn't overly sympathetic, and I kind of feel bad about it. But you know, it is what it is. Silk Road was shut down in 2013, and Ulbricht is now serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole after being convicted of engaging in a continuing criminal enterprise, distributing narcotics by means of the internet, conspiracy to distribute, all kinds of stuff. I get it. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm still on the fence about that. You know, like, could he be somebody to potentially add to the space now? Quite possibly, but I don't know. I don't necessarily feel terrible because that was such a big deal. You know, like, how many hits was his site used to facilitate for profit? How many people's lives were completely ruined or basically erased because of that platform? I'm sorry, but maybe I'm old school. Cardano's DeFi ADA tokens, TVL, touches new all-time high of 341 million. Let's go, Cardano. Cardano news is always fun to go over. The positive growths in Cardano's DeFi and NFT ecosystems have not translated into a positive price performance for the ADA token. No, that's because there's so much of it. And, the sentiment in general is down. And I think money typically goes into Bitcoin first before anything else. The total value of assets locked on Cardano in terms of the ADA token reached a new all-time high of 341.42 million on March 7th, according to DeFi data. The ADA token TVL has fallen to 333.16 million as of press time. But it's growing, and that's all that really matters. Besides JED, the top three Cardano DeFi protocols, MinSwap, Wing Riders, and Indigo, have grown their TVL in the past 30 days. I will be very curious to see if any of these DeFi applications received Wells notices. I just did a video on that recently. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. If you haven't watched it, you might want to check it out so that you kind of understand what might be happening. Some of these are pretty new, and my guess is that a lot of the DeFi applications that were looked into, that whole investigation started over a year ago. So maybe it's just the ones that have been looked at in that time frame. I'm not sure. So, and then looking at this is COPI Tokens' stakeable platform. Well, it's not their platform, but this is tokensfarm.com. And now this is, apparently you can't custody your own stuff and stake on here. You have to basically lock it up. So, I just figured I'd show this. If you're interested in staking your COPI tokens for roughly like 1.5% yield, or AP 1.79% APY, generate, and this is on the Binance Smart Chain. So these are for the Binance Smart Chain tokens, and there's another one apparently for Cardano, but it's still the audits, the security audits for that platform have not concluded yet. So I didn't want to really talk about it as yet. But yeah, if you're interested in that, that's tokensfarm.com, and you can just select COPI token and you can stake those if you want. I'm not doing this. you know, I have an initial batch of COPI tokens, and you know, I originally thought about doing it and then doing like, here's how you do it, but I just don't trust a lot of this stuff, and for whatever reason, it's like, you know what, I'll skip over the 1.79%. COPI tokens a couple pennies. If I want more, I'll just buy more. I'm not really overly worried about it. I'm not going to put everything I own at risk for any reason. But, you know, some people, if you got a little bit and you just want to grow passively over time and you don't care that much, I'm not saying that tokens farm is bad. I'm just saying that in general, I have an issue. Okay, I have an issue with some of that stuff. Looking at crypto bubbles, Bone is up almost 25%. Woohoo! Algo's down 5.3%. And yeah, so there you go on that front. Make sure you pick up a Murder of Crows NFT. And so let me take a quick look at chat from here. Hopefully this news was good. I always sink down in my chair when I'm reading news and things because it's just more comfortable for me, quite frankly. All right, Crow, look up the smart money, dumb money chart. Okay, I'll let's see what that is. Let's see what that's all about then, I guess, shall we? Smart money, dumb money chart. Money, dumb money chart. I don't even think I've seen this. The smart money flow index, is that what you're talking about? Wall Street Courier. Well, let's take a look. I'm not sure if this is what you're referring to, but this is what I'm seeing when I plug in that. Bullish signals, positive divergences between SMFI and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, bearish signals. And is this an actual chart, or is this, I think this is a rotating image, so I don't think this is the actual chart. Yeah, I don't know. Dumb money, sentiment trader. Smart money versus dumb money explained. Trading view. Let's see what this says. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look into it, or maybe if you want to throw a link in there and I'll check it out at another time and show it. It sounds interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's a difference between what smart money and what dumb money is doing on a regular basis. I mean, that's ultimately what the market makers are playing off of. You know, market makers are in there, they're looking for liquidity so that they can make trades, whether it's to the upside or the downside. And, you know, when news and things like that come out, you know, they play on it and they play on emotion. So they are people who can't handle the truth. They don't want to accept that their belief system has been lying to them. I honestly, I'm at a point where it's like, you know, how could you possibly, unless you absolutely wholeheartedly have a series of wires crossed, a noodle loose, or you just wholeheartedly love the bubble the way it is and you don't want to change it with real information or facts. Maybe, you know, there's some people, they put so much faith in others determining what's good or bad for them or how they should live their life or whatever, and they don't want that faith broken, man. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it really truly does blow my mind how people can be absolutely adamant against any real factual information just because it goes against what they have subscribed to. And it's like, you know, it does happen on both sides, but lately it's been on one side a hell of a lot more than the other. Things have just gotten completely out of hand, and too many people are taking advantage of it. The trust will be restored when SBF walks on all charges. Stish type, what's up? Gay for Crow. When is Cardano if Bitcoin at 18,000? Great interview from earlier. Thank you, Christopher. I'm glad you liked that. Hopefully you learned. Do you know if staking from within your cold wallet will be available down the line for COPI? I don't know. I truly don't know. I would hazard a guess and say it probably will be at some point, but as of right now, I'm not 100% sure. I'm really not. And not a lot of activity today. you know, I feel like I've been so busy. I mean, with the premiere of the video that I just did last hour, now I'm live again. Maybe some people are just getting fed up. Maybe my title just isn't that great. Maybe I need to throw a thumbnail because they're like, oh, who's that gray old dude on YouTube? I want to listen to some 15-year-old that just got into crypto yesterday tell me what's going to moon tomorrow. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. It's about a 30-minute video, short and sweet. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to get back to work on everything that I've had going on. And until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you soon.